Welcome to Africa Good Morning, a show that keeps you abreast with the latest happenings across the continent and beyond every weekday morning. My name is Aina Raizakoya, and in today's broadcast, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina quits. Interim government is now taking over. Nearly 100 Ethiopian migrants rescued by police. And MSME calls for transparency for public tenders. You can follow all our programs on our website, which is called oneup2.com, or you can watch them on DSTV 285 or GoTV 25 in Namibia. After the break, we do have our latest top stories, breaking news for this morning. Also, Master Mike Sichula, all the way from Zambia, joins us to bring us the latest happenings from Zambia. We will be right back. Please do stay with us.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Starting off our top stories this morning is news from Bangladesh, where Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina quits and the interim government is now taking over. The Army Chief of Bangladesh says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has resigned after weeks of unrest. Her aide says she fled the capital Dhaka by helicopter. In an address to the nation, General Waka Zaman also says an interim government will be formed to run the country. After 15 years, Sheikh Hasina's administration, it is not clear what comes next. The country's military chief, General Waka Zaman, said he would seek the president's guidance on forming an interim government and promised an investigation into the deadly crackdown on student-led protests that fueled anger against the government. Keep faith in the military. We will investigate all the killings and punish the people that are responsible, he said. I've ordered that no army and police will indulge in any kind of firing. It is an end of a regime that delivered a lot of development but was increasingly authoritarian, as we saw with the mass killings this past week, said Naomi Hoysan, a research professor at the London-based University SOAS. Now moving over to our next story, ex-EP's officers to protest. Former officers of the Executive Protection Service, numbering about 100 in number, have threatened to take it to the streets in a protest against what they termed a wrongful dismissal and the failure to receive their salaries. The protest announcement was made by Godfrey Wee, spokesperson for the dismissed officers, titled "Kill One, Kill All." Wee told local radio the protest seeks to pressure President Bokai to address their grievances. He said, "We are calling for action. We took the EPs to court, but the EPs both refused to attend the court hearing." Spokesman Wee also said the officers have the feeling that their rights have been trampled upon, warning that they would not walk to the offices of EP's Director Sam Gaye to discuss the situation. "We are going to see our boss. It is our right to confront him about why he is not paying us." We also mentioned that the group had attempted to summon Gaye to court a second time, but he failed to appear. We further warned that the former boss would be responsible for any trouble if he chose to use force and push them away. Moving over to our next story, this one is from in South Africa, where 100 Ethiopian migrants were rescued by the police. South African police said they rescued 90 Ethiopian migrants who were being held against their will at a property in Johannesburg. Police researched the property on Sunday for a person reported to have been kidnapped and discovered the migrants. They said the two are arrested on suspicion of kidnapping and human trafficking. The alleged kidnapping victim was also rescued, police said on Monday. The Ethiopian migrants are believed to have been illegally trafficked. They were packed into small rooms and kept locked up, police said. They were taken to a hospital for medical care, and two suspects will face charges in court. Authorities, including Interpol, have raised concerns over the trafficking of Ethiopian migrants through several southern African countries in an attempt to ultimately reach South Africa. The migrants are often trafficked and kept in dangerous conditions. In 2020, at least 64 people from Ethiopia were found dead inside a freight container in Mozambique, and in 2022, the bodies of 30 Ethiopian migrants were found in a mass grave in Malawi. That same year, the bodies of 27 Ethiopian men were found dumped in Zambia. And in our next story, MSME calls for transparency in public tenders. Micro, small and medium-sized companies in Mozambique continue to complain about barriers to entering markets, saying they are struggling to access financing, have little information about public tenders, and face high certification fees. The slow growth of MSMEs is a problem that has challenged a government and the private sector for decades. Among the barriers to entry, the Institute of the Promotion of Small and Medium-Sized Companies says that, for example, there is a lack of transparency in public tenders. There is a lot of distortion in information. On the other hand, it is clear to SMEs that information about opportunity, if it reaches one, may not reach others. The IPEME Ciros Alvaro company said another torment for small businesses is the quality certification fees charged by the government. To address this situation, the sector met government representative at this Friday at a second sectoral annual conference to discuss strategies to boost growth and improve business environment. Representing the President of the Republic, Minister of Public Works, Carlos Mesquita, guaranteed that the executive was committed to finding solutions. With these reforms, we want MSMEs to increase the contribution they are making to our economy to achieve the target of 3 million jobs set out in the government's agenda, as well as the resumption of economic growth by 7%, Minister Mesquita advanced. And now in our final story, in our next story, excuse me, the Hage-Geingob Freeway has officially been and The Hage-Geingob Freeway has officially been unveiled in honor of the late President Hage-Geingob. Now, Lily Brent, board chairperson, delivered remarks at the naming ceremony of the Windhoek Hosea Kutako Freeway to the late President Hage-Geingob. Let's have a look.
To our country and the Namibian nation. The late His Excellency Dr. Geingob was a visionary leader who dedicated his life to public service, advocating for unity, progress, and equality for all. As a Rose of country, we want to ensure that the current generation and those who will come after us will continue to echo the legacy of the late Dr. Geingob's name in Namibia. Moreover, the road that bears his name will serve as a lasting tribute to his enduring impact on our society. May this road be a symbol of resilience, progress, and unity. Values that the late Dr. His Excellency Dr. Hage embodied throughout his life. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for joining us today to serve.
And after the break, we return with Master Mike Sichula, who will bring us all the trending stories from Zambia. Please do stay with us.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Now we are going to cross over to Master Mike Sichula, who is in Zambia, and he is ready to give us the top stories in Zambia. Master Sichula, how are you doing this morning?
Africa, good morning to our dear viewers. I'm doing fantastic. And how are you doing, Aina?
I am doing very, very well. Please tell us about the preliminary investigations that have revealed that Master Banda escaped through a window after his wife Lombe Bada requested police and correctional officers for privacy as her husband wanted to use the bathroom. I understand the story is that Master Banda has now escaped. Give us more details.
Yes, so Honorable Emmanuel Banda is an independent member of parliament for Petauke Central in the eastern region of Zambia. So he's been in detention for close to 3 months after police picked him up, claiming that when he claimed that he was abducted by an unknown people. So since then, for the last more than 2 months, he's been kept in police custody and also going confined to hospital. So the picture in the screen there shows the at Chipata General Hospital, where it is reported that Mr. Banda escaped with the aid of unknown people that police are still investigating. So according to what you've just stated, that investigations have revealed that Mr. Banda escaped through that window after his wife, Lombe Banda, requested police and for privacy as her husband wanted to use the bathroom. So the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs yesterday, Jack Mwimbu, held a media briefing where he said that Mr. Banda escaped on Monday around 22 hours while being guarded at Chipata General Hospital, where he was receiving medical treatment. Police have since arrested 2 police officers and 3 Zambia Correctional Service staff who were guarding Emmanuel Banda when he escaped. They are being accused of negligence because there is no way authorities are saying Mr. Banda could have escaped through that window, which is a 1-story building for him and for the officers not to know. So Mr. Banda is being held on criminal charges of having beaten a journalist in 2016 and also urinating in the mouth of a journalist during some political activities in the eastern part of Zambia sometime in 2015, 2016. So those are the cases that Mr. Banda is facing. And police, as I speak, have not yet made any headways in order to arrest him.
Of skill for it seems as though it takes a lot of skill, Master Sichula, for one to escape through such a small window. Very, very interesting. But moving over to your second story, the late Simon Mwansa Kapwepwe was a freedom fighter who became Zambia's first Prime Minister, Minister of Finance in 1967 and served in many other senior portfolios. There is a museum that is currently depicting the life history of the late Simon Mansa Kapwepwe in pictures, text, and published books, and a collection of personal furniture and other arts. Please tell us more about this.
So the story is that the family of Mr. Samuel Mansa Kapwepwe, who is one of Zambia's freedom fighters, have opened a museum in his honor at their farm in Chinsali district of Muchinga province in Zambia. So this family has decided to say that this is the only way they can honor their departed freedom fighter Samuel Kapwepwe by opening a museum. So in the museum, they have put on display materials depicting his life of the late his life during the political struggle from the time he was a child, and also the time he joined politics, the times he was in the freedom fighter, and also when he was in government during the reign of late President Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda. So this museum has got different collection. That's him there in the pictures. So during the opening ceremony of this museum, Chief Nkula graced the museum's opening, which was also attended by other chiefs from within the nearby districts. Then also the daughter to the late Kapwepwe, Chireshe Kapwepwe, said that her father was a very principled man with clear views and beliefs. This opening of the museum is it is the first in the history of Zambia in terms of freedom fighters opening a museum. The government on its own, they also want to open a museum in honor of first Zambian President, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. So it is something that even the Minister of Tourism is excited, because they look at this to be one of the platforms that more tourists are going to trek into Muchinga province.
Okay, Master Sichola, could you briefly please walk us through your third story, where the Health Professional Council of Zambia has closed 21 healthcare facilities across the country from January to date for not adhering to required health standards, as briefly as you can.
So the Health Council of Zambia Registrar and Chief Executive Officer Faxton Goma says the council is concerned with the increasing number of health care facilities that are operating without licenses. He has appealed to members of the public to always seek for identity cards and other details of medical personnel attending to them. The trend has been happening for some time, and in some cases, death has occurred because medical personnel who are unqualified are administering treatment using these facilities that are not registered with the council.
Finally, let's talk about some happy news. Tell us all about the victories of Muzula Samukonga.
So, Team Zambia sprinter Muzala Samukonga won the men's 400 meters heat 3 race with a time of 44.56 seconds to qualify for the semi-finals at the Paris Olympics. So Samukonga, who was cruising recorded the victory for Team Zambia at the ongoing Paris Olympics. He will be in action today at 19 hours, and it is expected many Zambians are expecting that he could reap the first medal for Zambia at the Olympics, preferably a gold medal, because Muzala is the Commonwealth gold medalist. So it is expected that he will put up a great fight in order to bring a medal to Zambia.
Right, Master Sichola, we thank you so much for bringing us the top stories all the way from Zambia.
Thank you very much. Africa, good morning to our dear viewers.
It is an Africa good morning indeed. And now let's take a look at the weather predictions so that you can be well prepared for the day ahead. Here are our economic news this morning. Implicating comments lead to cut ties between Mali and Ukraine. A statement by Ukrainian spokesperson have prompted a severe response from the West African country of Mali. The statement suggests that Ukraine has been working in the shadows against the security of Malian people, thereby triggering a swift response from Malian authorities. Before this, Mali had planned to table this issue before Security Council of the United Nations. And now moving over to our second economic news stories. Firms get a 6-month deadline to register Kenyan domain web address. Firms handling critical services such as telecommunications and security have 6 months to register their web addresses on Kenyan internet domains, the Communications Authority of Kenya has said, in a move aimed at safeguarding their cyber safety. CA said the decision was made during a meeting of the National Computer and Cybercrimes Coordination Committee on the 14th of March 2024. NC4, a multi-agency entity that coordinates national cybersecurity matters and facilitates international cooperation in dealing with computer and cybercrime matters in Kenya. All systems designated as critical information infrastructure must further ensure that the security and reliability of any .ke domain names in use are safeguarded. CA Director General David Mungoi said in a 1st of August 2024 notice. The designated critical entities include mobile communication and internet connectivity firms, judicial institutions, and country's electoral body and national security agency. And now let's have a look at our economic indicators. And with that, we've come to the end of today's Africa Good Morning edition. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Happy Tuesday.